Pope Francis declares no one can be marginalised as he presides over Palm Sunday Mass. After tornadoes killed 26 in the US, the cleanup begins. The cost of constructing a fence in Finland at the Russian border is estimated to run into hundreds of millions of euros and could take around 3 to 4 years to be finished. The work is underway as the country moves a step closer towards joining NATO. Between 130 and 260 kilometres of partial fencing are to be built along a front line that's more than 1,300 kilometres long. Pope Francis has presided over Palm Sunday Mass a day after leaving hospital due to bronchitis. In his homily, he defended the abandoned of the world, saying no one can be marginalised. Palm Sunday opens a heavy schedule of Holy Week appointments for Francis. He received antibiotics administered intravenously during his 3-day stay in hospital. After a monster storm system with multiple tornadoes tore through the South and Midwest states in the US on Friday, the big cleanup has begun. At least 26 people were killed as homes were shredded and shopping centres demolished.
Right now for me is just to clean up what I can and then get this cleared and then try to see who else I can help and what I can do to help, and then see about the school and what we can do to get that back in order.
Around 400,000 people in 5 states lost their electricity. The governor of Arkansas has declared a state of emergency, activating statewide assistance and help from the National Guard. The storm happened a week after tornadoes ripped through Mississippi, killing 26.
Humanity is about to take one step closer to returning to this place, the Moon, because on April the 3rd, NASA will announce the names of the 3 Americans and 1 Canadian who will launch on a lunar mission called Artemis 2 next year. In 2024, they will fly around the Moon and become the first humans to see this place up close in 50 years. They'll also be the first humans to fly in the new Orion spacecraft, which completed an uncrewed automatic mission last year. So let's talk you through the Artemis 2 mission these astronauts will undertake. Soon after launch on an SLS rocket from NASA's Kennedy Space Center in Florida, they'll go through a series of critical moments. Orion will jettison its boosters and other components, and the main engine will cut off and detach. And then comes the exciting part, what's called translunar injection, when a key part of Orion, built in Europe, what's known as ESA's service module, will power Orion away from Earth orbit and towards the Moon. At that point, the 4 crew will be allowed to take off their new orange custom-made Orion flight suits that they wear for launch and re-entry. They're waterproof, fireproof, and can keep the crew alive for 6 days if they suffer a loss of cabin pressure. But let's be honest, they're not as comfy as some sweatpants and a t-shirt on a long journey. And it is a relatively long trip. The 4 Artemis 2 astronauts will spend 9 days and 13 hours flying 370,000 kilometres to the Moon. Once they're there, they'll ease into orbit around the Moon for a period of 6 days and expect some awesome photos as they cruise over the lunar surface and look back at Earth. The 4 astronauts, whose names are about to be announced, won't actually touch any moon rocks or come down here, at least this time, but they have an important role in testing out the systems for the next step, which comes as early as 2025, when the Artemis 3 mission will see astronauts landing on the south pole of the Moon, the area that NASA has chosen as the best spot to set up a permanent lunar base.